I am Vlad Dracula Tepesh, and I do not get many visitors.
Hey everyone, welcome to JoJo's World.
Good morning, or should I say, buongiorno, come stai?
Okay, which of course means good giorno, everyone. I am Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Nick Valentine, the other one of the co-hosts.
Nick, it's been a while.
Oh my god, I have things in my mouth now.
Yep.
And they feel really weird.
Teeth? You got teeth?
I have more teeth than I started with 2 weeks ago.
Like a shark.
Like, I literally went in, they were like, okay, Nick, so we're going to have to do this to one tooth, but we're also going to need to do this to another tooth. And I went, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for any of this. What's going on? But now I have, you know that guy from Baki who has like a million bones?
I don't. Oh, I do know the bones guy,
Yeah,
actually.
the bones guy, yeah. I'm now that, but with teeth.
Gross.
Yeah.
So we remember how to run a podcast, and this is the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, where we are, of course, recapping and discussing Season 3 of Castlevania, produced by
Warren Ellis.
Oh no, didn't he get cancelled like this week?
Did he?
I think so.
Oh god.
Let me check.
I'm really bothered by cancel culture. That term bothers me.
You know what I mean, though, as shorthand.
Yeah.
Like some shit.
He just, yeah.
Yeah, comics writer Warren Ellis responds to sexual coercion allegations.
Sexual coercion?
Accused of grooming young women for decades.
Interesting.
That's concerning, given the subject of our podcast for the next month or so, and the past couple of months.
Yeah, but we've also got Sam Dietz. Now, Sam Dietz, I doubt, has been sexually grooming? ?
So this is something that I'm going to be thinking about over the next little while, but, well, I mean, we've started recording today already, so we may as well just push through.
You're just going to be like, where do I stand on Warren Ellis and Sam Dietz?
Well, I know where I stand on Warren Ellis now. But,
oh dear. But what if they're unfounded allegations? What if?
Don't fucking step to me with that, Nick.
Anyway, so,
Castlevania?
Castlevania.
Do you have any patrons today, Nick?
Do we ever have man, what a good segue into patrons. So today, completely, definitely not being accused of sexual
Nick,
grooming.
you can't just sing. Oh my god, you're so bad at this. You cannot just do that.
They're definitely not any bad person.
We need to put a buffer of conversation in between what you... You cannot link one of our valued patrons with that. Okay, we need to just have a quick conversation. I finished Control last night.
Yeah, you finished Control.
Control is a video game by Remedy, which uses like full motion video, which are really cool.
Yep. And a patron who is a real remedy for the last conversation.
Finished.
Oh, okay.
I'm not finished talking about Control and Alan Wake, which, you know, I'm a big Alan Wake stan.
Just to anyone who's like, oh yeah, Control. And then you're like, yes, I'm not finished talking about Control and Alan Wake. It's like, okay, what conspiracy
So you know my boy Alan Wake, who, of course, fought the creature of the darkness in the well at Cauldron Lake and then wrote himself out of history to trap it in a fictional dimension.
Yes.
Well, the Bureau from Control knows all about that, and they're like, we're never really sure what happened to Alan Wake, but maybe one day we'll figure it out. Control DLC 2 coming like this or next month. I hope we'll find out. There's also this Finnish janitor named Artie, who I think maybe is the name of a Finnish god of the sea or something.
Finnish god of the sea.
And when you go... He goes on vacation like 3/4 of the way through the game, and you go down to the foundation of the oldest house, which is the huge building that it takes place in.
Okay.
And you go down to the foundation, and then he gives you a cassette tape that can get you through the ashtray maze by listening to the Gods of Asgard rock band music, also featured in Alan Wake.
Okay. There's a lot of things happening
right
here.
next to the spot where he gives you that is like a carving of Yggdrasil, the Tree of Life, which I think is also meant to represent the oldest house, because that is like a huge, endless structure which contains links to other realities.
Okay, how does that...
It's like the modernized version of Yggdrasil.
Okay, sure.
Colossal office building. Corrupted by capitalism.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna thread that needle.
Yep.
Oh, well, you know who else has not been corrupted by capitalism?
Who?
Stella Taylor. Nailed.
I'm keeping that in.
This is the ultimate podcast. After how long? Like, literally.
It's been like a month.
It's been like a month with our podcast. We're like, that's it. We're a fucking flaming wreck. Jojo as well doesn't remember anything about anyone ever. All that's left is Stella Taylor and the pain. The pain of knowing that we're letting you down.
Stella Taylor is what I would call like
Your firstborn?
not you know there's cosmic horror,
Yes.
but like slice out the horror element of that and put in like rollicking techno vaporwave adventure.
Whoa, hold on. Vaporwave adventure.
Yeah, sure.
Do you mean like 80s? Hey.
Like neon soaked, fabulous.
Yeah. Cthulhu's coming back to the earth.
Let's
Not on
punch him
my
in the
watch.
fucking face.
Yes.
I'm Stella Taylor.
I'm 16 years old.
Star hero.
You're just like...
Because of, Stella, like
Yeah,
space.
but you need to be like a high schooler who's like the son of a god. Basically Guardians of the Galaxy style.
I think just kind of my own thing,
Yeah, but like over the top, totally more so.
Yeah.
Where Cthulhu... Azathoth. You just have Azathoth.
I really don't give a shit.
The big hole in the universe where you're like, I'm gonna punch a hole in that big hole in the universe.
Exactly.
Yeah, that. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Stella Taylor.
Stella Taylor, you're the hero we need and want right now.
Stella Taylor, wanderer of the infinite corridor. More on that later.
So,
Castlevania.
We open.
We open on shots of the Trevor and Sypha dolls in Alucard's kitchen as Taka and Sumi are looking at them like, huh, cool dolls. And Alucard's like, don't look at those.
Don't.
Those dolls are my old friends. When you've left, I'll make dolls of you too.
Don't look at my shame.
He becomes like a slightly less creepy version of Darby the Younger. With his doll cabinet.
He's just making dolls and being like,
But they're
"These are
just
all the people I met."
keepsakes.
Yeah.
He doesn't have souls. They're not soul dolls. They're just regular dolls.
Yeah. What happened to the people that lost? Where did their souls go?
Into the dolls.
So the souls aren't in the dolls, but they are in the dolls.
What?
Oh no, you're talking about these dolls.
Wait, hang on. You're losing me. You're saying dolls too many times.
Okay, younger Darby had the souls in the dolls.
Yes. He took the souls that he won through video games
Yeah.
and put them in dolls.
But the souls...
He's kind of got too much going on in terms of like nerd stuff.
Yeah, but the souls
He's a
in the
doll
dolls...
collector. He loves video games. He's a flying butler.
Yeah, why is he flying?
Fun.
JoJo's.
Kenny G was using his stand tenor sax to create illusions in the Dio's castle, and he was like, "You know what? Make me fly, man. That'll be cool. We'll do a cool entrance."
Anyway, so the dolls...
The dolls, Taka and Sumi, are looking at the dolls.
Yes. Alucard's dolls don't have souls in them.
No, they're just dolls.
They're just dolls of his friends.
They're just dolls. They're real dolls.
Don't worry, they're just dolls. Okay, they're not
And
weird.
Alucard's like, wine?
And
Yes,
the two of
let's
them
all
like,
have wine.
Sure, let's have some wine.
Yes, we're Taka and Sumi.
We can't refuse a Dampier from his wine, who's about to teach us things.
Sure.
Yep.
They talk a bit about like, they basically recap the other seasons in vague terms, like, oh yes, there was a great battle here, and also Sypha, that doll over there, broke the mechanism of the castle with her magics. Oh, I watched, we were talking about the word magics and like magic with a K.
I was going to bring
a
it
little
up,
while
but
back.
yeah.
I watched Cavendish on SBS On Demand recently, which is a Canadian, very, very, very light horror comedy.
Okay.
So like the horror elements are just like a sprinkling.
Yeah.
So like in one of
Just to accentuate.
yeah. And one of them, it's about witches, and they go to like the witch shop in town. Like, there was like a new agey witch shop.
Is this going to be a pun?
No, but it's called Dark, D-A-R-C, Magic, M-A-G-I-K. That's good, right?
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh man, I want more of that. I want more of that content in my life.
Check it out.
Cavendish.
There's a lot of Anne of Green Gables content in it, because apparently that's where it was set.
Weird. Okay.
You know Anne of Green Gables?
Vaguely.
Anne with an E.
How many more names in that show have like superfluous letters?
That's a name.
Or like flipped around things, or like, you know.
Zero.
Well, I mean, if it's got dark magic with a K and you've got Anne with an E, can you have like Tobias with a Z and like
Tobias. Hi, I'm Tobias. Coming soon to JoJo's World Patreon RPG.
Why is he a Star Wars character?
I don't know.
Hey, Tobias.
Tobias, I would like 1/4 portion, please.
You don't get no quarter boy.
I was thinking recently, a
This
dangerous
is a dark.
pastime.
This is a dark place.
You know how Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is like he was banished because he was clumsy. You say Boondagasser.
I say tomato.
Potato Popobot. Archer, 1999. He's like, you say Boondagasser, I crashed the boss's Hey Bliever, now I'm banished.
Yep.
Hey Blibber, do we think that's a vehicle or a party? Because I always thought vehicle. But if he's like Jar Jar Binks crashing like the big exclusive party, couple of bottles of Gungan wine in each hand, I like that. I'm into that.
Misa coming to party.
Yeah. No, Jar Jar, you are banished.
Hey, Jar Jar can't be banished if Jar Jar and Jar Jar no more. Jar Jar party boy.
And then they chuck him in irons and throw him into the ocean.
Jar Jar's gonna have his own fucking party.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm Al Pacino.
I like that a lot more than just him like joyriding the boss's like special submarine or whatever.
Oh dear.
So tell me about this vampire Cho.
Well, you remember Cho?
You remember Cho from season 2? At the time, she had laryngitis and a bad back, so she didn't really say or do anything.
She was the Japanese one with all the, or Chinese one, or
Well, we know now Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese one with
We were very ignorantly being like, oh, she looks like she's maybe Chinese or Japanese.
some origin somewhere. So she's a Japanese. You know, the one that turns into mist?
Yeah.
The one that got frozen and fucked up.
We all lived in her secret fortress, Sumi says. Trapped in her secret fortress. It's very much like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. In that there's a secret mountain fortress in Japan where supernatural things occur.
Where shadows die.
Twice.
Which is theoretically impossible, and yet the possible is everywhere.
We were given to Cho's hidden court as children. That's a cool line. Hidden court. I'm into that.
Do you want a hidden court, Liam?
No.
Why wouldn't you want a hidden court?
Too much pressure, man.
You're all watching.
Just leave me with my cosmic beat farm.
Your cosmic beat farm.
Yeah, I'm down here. I'm just,
You got your
chopping
DJ
woods.
table.
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Cthulhu, let me get my frog.
Oh, man.
really spinning some lore today.
We're going to have a deep JoJo's lore by the end of this show, aren't we?
It amused Cho to have a human honor guard, and we had to be part of that. And every now and then, she would let like a single human vampire hunter through to face in single combat for her own amusement. And there's this samurai guy, and no one talks in this scene, so I'm sure it was very easy to not have to pay any voice actors and also do any lip syncing.
So it's an okay fight scene where Cho just plays with him, more or less.
Toying with her food.
Yeah.
And like he starts like they do very stereotypical like samurai bow before the fight stuff and he's in his big armor, which gradually gets chipped away, and she's like dancing around him and like striking literal dance poses at times.
Yeah. And she's literally just toying with him.
And it opens up like the side slat walls, and all the humans are there, and they have to watch.
All the vampires, I assume, if they're vampires, are like holding back the honor guard.
Yeah, they're like the lesser vampires. You know, like the nameless, faceless warriors that both Dracula and Camilla had. Everyone's got them.
I love that they all have their own uniforms as well. You know, why would you ever want, like...
I mean, that's kind of real, though, you know? Like, when you're a noble, you dress your forces in your house colours or whatever.
That's true. Except here it's just so much more extra.
Yeah.
Where you're like, well, I know I'm a Japanese vampire, so I'm going to have Japanese war garb, like samurai garb, you know, instead of the usual vampire garb, I guess. But hey, this is cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then eventually, you know, she disarms him and he's going to commit seppuku, but she denies him that. And then she bites his neck.
Honor death.
I think it's not explicitly said, but I think it would be really cool. And we also don't really know much about how vampires are made in this show, but I think it would be really cool if she just, like,
turned him?
Everyone that she allowed to fight in this way, if they did well, she turned them.
And thus perpetuated their dishonorable... Because they wouldn't be able to kill... Well, I guess they could.
They would be her
themselves.
thralls or whatever, you know? Although, you know, we talk about making someone your undead thrall. That didn't really work out for the guy who made Carmilla.
No, but I mean, you could turn them into night creatures.
Oh,
maybe.
she also did that cool samurai movie thing where you clap your hands and you catch the katana.
And then snapped it in twain.
Mark Twain.
Oh, So good.
Mark Twain, of course, got his name for how he's known for catching and snapping swords.
You know, renowned samurai Mark Twain.
That's not nothing. That's cool.
I mean, to be fair, Mark Twain isn't the guy who travelled from like Ireland and became a samurai. The guy that
Oh, the
Neo
guy
is
from
based
Neo.
on. Yeah, that guy.
That's not Mark Twain.
No, but isn't his name like Mark?
It's like Miles or Edward or something like that.
yeah, Miles Edward. He's got 9
Yeah, I was
tails.
surprised to learn that game is loosely based on historical events.
Yeah. When they travelled across the seas, there was actually a giant blob that attacked them.
I haven't played much of it. I just know there's yokai and oni and stuff.
Oh, there's so many yokai, dude. There's literally an entire segment where they're like just sitting in a castle talking to one another, and like just random fairy just shows up, and they're like, well, I know that you're not a real dude. And they're like, how dare you? Our emperor is a real dude. It's like, yeah, I know, but I mean, he's not the real emperor. And then some other guy's like, well done. I see you're also attuned to the yokai.
You
and it's
passed
like, what?
my yokai test.
Is this?
So
is
here's,
this
here's
loosely
my
based
problem.
or-
I want to play that game.
Yeah.
But and this is entirely my own baggage.
Uh-huh.
I feel like because it looks enough like Sekiro, I'm gonna expect cool parrying, and it's not in the game.
There is a lot of parrying.
Is there Sekiro cool parrying?
Kind of, I think. If I remember it right, kind of. But that is not the reason I hate that fucking game.
Neo or Sekiro?
Neo. Neo I hate because it's inventory management.
Oh yes, there's a lot of rolls
And I
and
hate
drops.
it.
And...
I hate it.
What about Neo Automata? Is that anything?
It's got good samurai booty, but you know...
We spent every day studying her every weakness and reading her books and waiting for our chance to strike. And then she left. And then she died.
Cho, that is, not 2B.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she left, and they were like, well...
Well, let's kill these other guys.
So they decide, let's kill the other vamps.
And they do it with great ease.
Because they've been studying their weaknesses.
Yep,
and
which
just like,
is stabbing them in the heart with knives, apparently.
yeah, we just shoot them and then they die. That's it.
Lesser vampires, I guess, you know?
Easier.
Even lesser than Godbrand.
Yeah. So they murder a shit ton of vampires.
We freed everyone, but we knew that the freedom would be short-lived, for if Cho returned, she would crack down on us, but if she didn't return, another big vampire would move in on her secret lands.
So they ran away.
To Alucard.
I thought there was like to find Cho and be like, let's just find her and murder her so that...
We need a friend, Alucard. A friend who can teach us to fight monsters. Well, I'm Alucard, and maybe I'll just teach you to fight monsters. Maybe a little magic.
I like that. It's like, we need a friend who teaches us to fight monsters. I'll teach you how to fight monsters. What about the first bit? No.
This week on Sex in the Citadel,
So we've got
Striga and Morana,
sitting atop,
the tallest tower.
and they're all like, oh, how good it is to be vampires.
How good it is to be vampires and so in love with each other. We have more characterization than all of the non-Godbrand vampires from last season put together.
It's like we learned from our mistakes, but now the characterization is a little bit ham-fisted now.
This was a fine scene.
It was fine.
I just
but
hear
it's just-
talking like Striga's very cynical about Carmilla's big ideas, being like, she just comes in and like says like, this is what I want, and we have to work out all the fine details.
But it's just like, it's so like, here, have your characterization kind of dialogue, you know? Where like, you're sitting there, it's like...
It is a bit.
It's like someone literally saying, oh, doesn't that character act in this way? Yes, they do act in that way. That is consistent with how they've acted in the past. And it's like...
Vampires and sisters, I have a scheme.
So they're all like, oh, isn't it great to be here? Haven't you enjoyed being here with all the other vampires?
In love, under the stars.
And they're all like, it is being nice being in love, but like, this is a crazy idea that Carmilla has.
Yeah, like how would we do it? Would we like build a big fence and put all the humans in it? Nah. You pen the towns and then you patrol the borders.
And then I think Morana's like, yes, and then we could think of it as like an empire.
Our empire, yes.
Rather than a bunch of cities and borders, right? It would be an imperial army that you would be commanding.
Or a vampirial army.
How long have you been sitting on that, Liam?
I thought of it last night. I'll cop to that one.
See, I like that every single other one. I have good ideas. And this one, you're like, it was last night.
Yeah.
It was like... Yeah, so they're like really tempted at the fact they're going to have an Imperial army.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. Vampires and sisters.
It has so much. It's going to be
have
so good.
so many vampires, so many sisters, so many humans. Bit of brief exposition about Carmilla still having nightmares about the years as the slave of the vampire who turned her, and then she killed him, and it's like, yes, and now we are in charge. Big scheme, big dream. Ha ha ha.
We're in love.
We are so in love.
And then they're all like, yeah, we're gonna make this Imperial army. It's gonna be so good. They talk about this for a very long time. They talk about an Imperial.
They talk about logistics.
Yeah, and how it's like, you would just have to do this. And it's like, okay. I don't care about logistics. I just care about...
Action.
Yeah. I just care about moving the plot along. I don't know if you've noticed this about me, Liam.
Striga doesn't seem to like Carmilla very much. She's quite cynical about her.
Well, yeah, because she just fucking comes in with her ideas. She's like, oh, I have a scheme.
The horrible bitch gets in our heads and inspires us to make her madness work.
I mean, that just sounds like a good thing.
That was alright accent work. That was like, I'm not a great accent guy, I'll cop to that. But
that was okay. That was a good imitation.
Upper end of my work, I'd say.
I'd say, yeah, it's acceptable. It's acceptable. Yeah, okay. I don't know if you can get away with it in this climate, but it's acceptable.
And they stand up and they scream at the sky about schemes.
And they're just like, schemes! We can do it at last!
It's the same thing we do every night, Striga. Try to take over the world.
We're vampires.
Saint-Germain is walking through the town.
That glorious bastard.
It occurred to me while we were watching today. Saint-Germain.
Yes.
And maybe this is just this is either I haven't noticed it till now because of JoJo's, or I'm only noticing it now because of JoJo's.
Yes.
He's kind of weirdly buff. Have you noticed?
Weirdly buff.
Like, his shoulders are so broad.
Yeah, because he's wearing a coat.
Yeah, but even without the coat.
We've never seen him without that coat.
Exactly. So buff.
He's been training for this moment.
Oh, man. Can you imagine if we get to, like, the climax of the season and... Whoomp. Yeah, whoomp, and he's shredded.
Yakuza back tattoo.
Like, cursed knuckle duster for punching vampires.
And just Bill Nye's voice. Now, I didn't want to fuck this place up.
It appears I have to get my hands dirty today. Crack knuckle, crack knuckle.
And you are all filthy fucking mortals. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd so be down for that. I'm gonna go home and play Yakuza now.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And just pretend it's Saint-Germain.
Time to play the game. Be masterly, young man. Hello, Prior Sala. I'm here to read the books.
Ah, I see you're here to read the books.
Thank you so much for this insight into your fascinating new philosophy.
Yes, we are very insightful regarding philosophy.
Please stop fucking patronizing me, Prior Sala. I may look and speak like a crazy madman, but I'm actually pretty normal. I'm just like a guy, you know.
Did you mean to say Saint-Germain?
What did I say?
Prior Sala.
Yes, I did. I always do that. So many times when I'm editing this podcast, I listen back and I'm like, oh, I said the name of the person I was pretending to speak as then, instead of the person they were speaking to.
Shit!
That happens like once every 2 weeks, I swear.
Can I keep correcting you and just be like, this guy?
Absolutely, it's the only way I'll learn.
I don't know if you ever learn, Liam.
So Prior Sala's like, stop patronizing me, Saint-Germain. I'm just like...
I'm a guy.
I'm not a fucking child.
Come on.
A big creepy monk.
You see this
I'm
armband?
Rasputin.
You see this armband? That means I'm smart.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
Everyone who wears an armband is smart.
Saint-Germain revealing his own armband. Yes, we are smart.
He goes in and like the place is big and creepy. There's like a guy rocking himself back and forth in the pews. There's a bloodstained window, bloodstained footprints, and a big mountain of shit.
There's a pile, like a literal pile of books.
Big carving on the wall of what we later learn is the alchemical symbol for sulfur, which was also associations with hell, and is also the symbol on all their armbands.
Yeah.
And it's like an infinity sign with like a double cross coming out of the top. For those of you who don't know.
Oh, I thought the only way I remember it is from the 2004-ish game Blood Rain.
Oh, the vampire game.
Yes. Which also had that symbol plastered on it fucking everywhere.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure, you know what? I'll check it afterwards, but I'm pretty sure literally the entire point of that was just, hey, it's a cool looking symbol. Does it have any use? Nah, probably not, but it's a cool looking symbol. And that was it. Just to be cool and edgy. So Saint-Germain's all like, it's not really nice in here, but you know, it's quaint.
I'm a little disappointed because there is a huge upside down crucified beast in here.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was very casually revealed, you know? Saint Germain's like, oh, it's crooked.
No, isn't that meant to be the
werewolf they hacked in the other day or whatever?
The normal crucifix.
Like Jesus would be there.
Yeah, Jesus is there, right?
No, it's like a big beastie.
What are you talking about? No, it's just normal Jesus.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, it's normal Jesus, but it's
okay.
upside down.
Yeah, my mistake.
Because that's the symbol of Satanism.
I mistook the crown of thorns there for like tentacle face.
Oh, Liam, never
or
mistake.
beast face.
Are you saying that Jesus...
And really, in this day and age, it's not acceptable to wear beast face.
Are we going to get away with that joke? Are we
That's
allowed?
fine.
Okay, all right, sure. Yeah, so they got a big upside-down crucifix with Jesus emblazoned upon it as usual in a church, but it's upside down.
It sounds like the visitor knocked it askew. And they keep talking about the visitor.
Just, as if it was just a guy.
Which is, of course, the big...
the big luminous entity.
Luminous, that's the perfect word for it.
That lit up their lives.
And their minds.
Brightened up their
Eyes
day.
on the inside.
Etc. And now they're all like, now we see.
This is part of the library. You can start here. And big pile of books on the ground.
And Saint Germain's all like, oh, it's not sorted at all. Well,
in the
that's
grand
great.
scheme of things, they no longer seem necessary, but you persuaded me. And then Saint Germain's like, hey, yep, look at this symbol for sulfur here. Do you guys know what it means? No, it's the symbol for sulfur, but also hell. Oh, we just thought it was the symbol of the visitor, which it gave to us. I guess you are smart after all, Saint Germain. We had some reservations, but you sure are impressive.
And Saint Germain's all like, yep, I'm smart. So I'll get to my work then, shall I? And what's his name? Prior Sala is all like, yeah, that's great. Get to your work. One more thing.
Just one more thing. He goes all Columbo on him. Just
say-
one more thing. Did you murder him?
I was going to say the grandpa from Jackie Chan Adventures.
One more thing.
One more thing.
I think you'll find his name was Uncle.
Sorry, Uncle.
Yep. God, that show was good.
I literally... Okay, so one of our friends was like, you remember Jackie Chan Adventures?
Hell
I was
yeah.
we were talking about this on the podcast some weeks ago.
The talismans.
And we watched the first episode again. It holds the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Jackie Chan, archaeologist / antique seller.
It's just...
Jade Chan, there to bring a hip young American perspective.
There's oddly good choreography, even though no one is fighting. So
Yeah.
they really speed it up for you. and you're like, oh.
Really leans into clumsy yet competent Jackie Chan.
Yeah, and yet somehow he's always getting himself into trouble, but
Such
he's
scrapes.
always getting the job done.
Let me
He's just
think what
one
the
of us.
talismans were. Rooster makes you levitate.
Yep.
Pig was heat vision.
Yep.
Tiger split you into good and evil selves.
Yep.
Ox strength.
Yep.
Rabbit speed.
Yep. I don't know if these are any of these are correct, but
Rat. It's all the Chinese zodiac. Rat was something. Mm-hmm. Maybe like invisibility.
yep, I could believe that.
Sheep was something.
Fluffy hair. Immense strength in the face of adversity.
Yeah. Dragon was like dragon powers.
Just fire.
Yeah.
Just big fire.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a good fucking show.
And then, so there was the big demon they fought for like the first 2 seasons. And then there was the cool 3rd season afterwards where they just like went on random adventures for a while. And there was a really cool episode with a Jiang Shi, a Chinese chi vampire.
Ooh, a chi vampire.
Yeah.
A chi vampire. I
Yeah.
do not remember this.
It was cool.
Shit. That's rad. Anyway, so Prior Sala's all like, one more thing. Don't leave the hall. You are allowed here and only here. Nowhere else, all right? Nowhere else.
I will go nowhere else for now.
And Prior Sala's all like, did I fucking stutter?
Anyway, off to go do creepy things over here.
Is it within the hall? No, it's not within the hall, which you are only allowed to stay in. Goodbye. And then Saint Germain's all like, right, well,
Better get reading, I suppose. And there's like, I love this transition. So it's Prior Sala reading with his face lit by the nearby window, and then we see Trevor and Sypha just walk past the window,
and then
we're looking from their perspective, looking in, but they're
Yeah.
not looking in. Even though they're scoping the place out, they're just walking around the exterior, not looking in any windows.
yeah, they're not actually looking inside at all. They're just like, this is an odd place. Odd mud everywhere.
Sypha's all, oh, Trevor, you look like a burglar. And Trevor's basically like, I am a burglar, Sypha.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but over the years, I've stolen many a thing.
Everyone fucking hates me. I roll into town, I steal some food, maybe I kill a Dracula or two, I go away.
And Sypha's all like, well, that's
We could
fine.
just ask.
Yeah, so Sypha waits for a passing monk.
And there's this guy. He's normal looking.
Sure! So his head is about 1/5 the size of the width of his shoulders.
He's like wearing David Byrne's big suit.
He's got a massive scar on his face.
He's got one of those, like, he's not a missing eye, but you know when one of your eyes is just like,
White and void.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
White eye.
Sure.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
And Cypher's like, hello! Cypher's just like,
A cheery young
this is
idealist.
the approach I take with like 90% of my D&D characters when I'm caught somewhere I shouldn't be.
Oh, why hello there.
How are you today?
You need to fuck off. Oh, is this the church?
I'm so interested in the church. I have so many questions. Please leave.
Please fuck off.
We are visitors to your town. There was only the one visitor.
Yes, well, about that visitor. And Sypha begins interrogating.
Me and my idiot servant here and I were curious about the she's really leaning hard on the...
You know how I keep saying it's a toxic relationship?
Yeah.
Like, nothing in these episodes has convinced me otherwise.
Interesting armband. We protect this place. You must leave. And then like more and more monks gather around them.
Trevor's all like,
The townsfolk know to stay away. You are new to the town, so we will give you this one warning.
stay away. They notice there's more and more monks showing up. Sypha, I think, is like, well,
Let's go.
all right, we'll leave.
Trevor, have your whip ready. And then she turns around and is like, by the way, I'm a speaker, and I know when people are hiding knives beneath their robes, asshole.
And the scarred monk is all like, goes to reach for his knife, which oddly near his crotch. but,
Cypher's like, next you'll say, how did you know I had a knife?
How did you know I...
Joseph Joestar did that with the mob man with the knuckle dusters, remember?
What? The mob man with the knuckle dusters?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was like, next you'll reach for your knuckle dusters and wonder where they've gone. And he's like, where have my knuckle dusters gone? And
yeah, so Cypher's all like, yeah, that's right.
Trevor flashes his whip.
So you guys can go get fucked.
Like,
And then they
maybe it
just
wasn't a
leave.
good idea to make them angry. But people who are quiet and confident go about their business efficiently. People who are nervous make mistakes, and I would rather they make mistakes. Sci-fi has become like such a fucking agent of chaos since embracing the Monster Hunter life. I'm here for it.
Cypher has evolved into, okay, the only way to get in life is to fuck with other people.
Judge is watching nearby, and he's eating an apple, and it is the icon that Netflix keeps showing me for this season, the pose he's in.
Well, no, the one I keep getting is fucking Lenore with the apple.
That too. And
Yeah.
then we transition to Lenore eating an apple after this.
So, yeah, he's just eating an apple and he's like, why are you two here?
Hey, idiots. If I thought I could just go up and yell at the monks, I would have done that already.
And Cypher's all like,
A lot of magic in there.
there's some bullshit going on in there. And the judge is like, there's what?
Bullshit? In my town? No, the only bullshit in my town should be the shit that we smear on our weapons to fight hell creatures.
So then we hard cut to sex and the slavery.
Sure.
So
Sure.
Hector is...
That sounds bad.
sounds real bad. So Hector's stuck, still locked away in the dungeon.
He's got a sheet now, at least.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the humanity.
So finally, they treat him with some fucking dignity.
Lenore's like, got a big apple here. I've got a question for you.
And Hector's all like,
Oh, fuck off.
Like, there is no way I am talking to you after last time.
I know Carmilla just wants me to devil forge things for her. Stop pretending that you, like me or something.
And
Barker.
Lenora's like, yeah, no, that's not how this works. See, I don't like you, Hector. That's the
She doesn't say that.
Oh,
she
okay,
she
sorry.
says in this very scene she does
Yeah,
like talking
yeah.
with him.
Okay, so she's all like, okay,
she
look.
cops to it. Like, yeah, Carmilla just does what a
But
force
here's
master.
the thing. What do you want, Hector?
Yeah, look, here's an apple.
Look, this is a back and forth agreement, right? See, let's talk about Dracula.
So they go back and forth, and they talk about Dracula. And
It's a very long conversation
like-
that boils down to
Hector never really talked with Dracula.
about the terms of the
He
contract.
made a lot of assumptions, and he was helping his friend, but he assumed he would be left to roam freely, and he assumed that maybe he would get a nice house.
It's like what happened with JoJo's World, where we made all these agreements with each other, and it all worked out for the best. But
Yeah.
what if it didn't? That's where Hector is right now.
Hector is like, I would like some shoes. So here's my beef.
Yeah?
I'm Hector. I'm in a cell. I've got a blanket. I've got an apple. Got
Yeah.
no shoes.
Yeah.
I think my priority is pants first.
No, you've got a blanket. Yeah, that's right. Nick with his fucking cold logic.
I'd
comes
rather
in.
have some pants.
You would rather have pants over shoes.
Yeah, because wearing shoes without pants is a weird look.
Yeah, but in a dungeon cell.
Although I suppose I can fashion the blanket into like a crude skirt.
Yeah, the etiquette is
sarong.
very different.
Got my sarong, got my boots, got my devil forging abs.
What about a nice,
Ready to hit the town.
a delicious Jedi robe? What about that?
I keep going to do the what I think is the Sex and the City theme,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's the 30 Rock theme.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep, that one.
I
What's
can't-
the Sex and the City?
I don't
thing?
know, but in my mind, when I think of it, I think of the 30 Rock theme, because I guess New York.
For some reason in my head, it's now just Vampire Killer from Castlevania. So
Yeah, that tracks. Someone should edit that together.
someone should just make the Sex and the City theme, but then
Oh my god, Nick, I just reminded myself. I encountered this thing on Twitter this morning.
it's called Sex and the City Vampire Killers.
That would be good.
Oh, you're such a Sorry. Oh, you're such a Trevor.
Such a treffy. I'm just pulling it up. It's a particular... and I'll probably drop an example of this into the...
A niche joke.
into the episode.
Yeah.
But I feel like you liking music and liking video games, this will be right up your alley.
Go on. You definitely have my attention.
So, Sound Circlet, or Dante on Twitter, recently tweeted...
Very different names, yeah.
For the last few months, I've been obsessed with this phrase I call the Mitsuda Lick, a specific melodic phrase that you can hear all over video game music, but is notably known for being the main melody of Secret of the Forest. I've put together this demonstration of my findings, and I'll drop it in here if I can get it
Okay.
downloaded.
Yeah, it's everywhere. So the origins
That last
of that,
one, that Metal Gear Solid 5 one,
that
your
really
face
cinched
lit
it.
up.
That fucking cinched it. So that's actually like, you know why it's so common?
Why?
Because it was in fucking Chrono Trigger.
Right.
And everyone rips
wants
on
to be
Chrono
Chrono
Trigger.
Trigger.
Oh, of course. It's probably in fucking Dragon Quest as well.
Probably, yeah.
But it's like one of those like musical motifs that's like
It's that it sounds really good. It's that
dun,
descending
dun.
extended note with those two quick ones in the middle
Yeah.
to break it up.
You know what the worst part is?
What?
I can think of another place that it's in.
Oh yeah?
It's in Phantasy Star Online.
We all remember that game.
There's like one that's called like The Forest or something, where it's like, but later a melody comes in that's literally like, dun, 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 dun.
It is quite an evocative little
is.
noise too.
Well, I mean, it's literally what, like, it'll be 1-7. Sorry, not 1-7.
I'm not going to be able to verify this, so you could say anything.
It'll be like 1-7-2-1 or something like that, where it's like there's no necessary like tension happening, there's no resolution, but it's like there's movement, you know?
Or it's like, I'm in this new fantasy town and it's dusk.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know enough about music,
It
man.
speaks of dusk to me. Does that make sense?
It does. It does speak of dusk.
But like a dusk with fireflies.
Ooh, it's like a scene in a Final Fantasy game where they're sitting down, being like, "Do you remember when we
They're
were
sitting
young?"
down being like, ha 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 ha. You remember that scene?
No.
Fantasy X, the scene where they laugh.
Oh no,
Okay, there's this scene where what's his name?
Titus,
Titus and Yumi?
Yuki.
No, not
You
that.
know.
You know. Now we know. where they like the scene gets a lot of shit for the laughter being like really fake, but I think it overlooks the fact that within the fiction they are like deliberately forcing themselves to laugh.
Oh, is this like that one scene in the Final Fantasy VII remake
Couldn't tell you.
where this is like one of the only bits I've seen.
The only
from
thing I
game.
know about Final Fantasy VII Remake is the bit where where Aerith hits someone with a chair. Because
Okay.
people edited it into like the shot from The Simpsons where Homer's in the bath and Bart hits him with a chair.
Beautiful. No, I know there's a bit where they're talking about like Head of Shinra or something, and then Aerith does this really weird laugh So I saw it was sort of like a
Oh.
and it's like the voice actress watched that bit. Like the voice actress for Aerith watched that bit and immediately was like, fuck! And paused the video. It was like, let me tell you why it sounds so fucked up. Just seeing that it got in the game in the first place for me is ridiculous. Because we spent like 3 hours going, no, we need like a horse whinny mixed with like a laugh
Christ.
of like this demon boss guy, but it can't be the same as the Japanese track. And we need you to do it like weird. And she was like, okay. And like the Japanese directors in the back being like, can we have more whinny, please? More whinny. And she was like, no. Too much whinny. Too much. Come on, bring it back. Okay.
More Winnie. More whimsy, less Winnie.
Ha 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 ha. No.
Perfect.
No, you've got it completely wrong. So yeah, apparently that laugh. We're just going to talk about laugh tracks now, aren't we?
Sound effects, laugh tracks.
So we've got Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I really... So everyone hates Final Fantasy X, and more importantly, 10 too, but I really like them for how stupid they are.
Oh, man. There's nothing wrong with Blitzball, okay? Nothing wrong with a good bit of Blitzball. Anyway, so Lenore's sitting there with an apple.
And she's like, Hector's all, I thought Dracula was just going to pen in the humans and, like, humanely feed on them. And Lenore's like, well, that's what we're going to do. Planting that seed.
I mean, that's literally what Carmilla's planning right now. And Hector's like, fuck off. That's not what you're planning. It's like, it is what we're planning.
Totally is. I wouldn't lie to you. I'm Lenore.
Look, if I was going to lie to you, that would make no sense. Because we need you, Hector.
And also, I'm not really interested in, like, being your friend, Hector. This is just commerce, you know?
You know, you give me something, I give you something.
Yeah.
I give you a blanket, you give me an army of troops.
Yeah.
It's all one
That's
to one.
capitalism.
No, it's commerce. Capitalism is far more complex.
And she's like, great, so I've planted that seed in you, Hector. Gonna go now. Maybe I'll get you some shoes.
And Hector's all like, that would be nice having shoes. And man, I can relate to Hector. Jesus Christ. Imagine being in a system where you're trapped, locked, if you will, into a certain state of wealth. And you just, the only thing you really want at that point is like, man, I wish I just had like access to shoes. And some rich motherfucker comes on down with their fucking apple and
This
is like,
is just like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Phantom Blood, Episode 1, Dio the Invader.
oh, Dio.
All Dio wanted was a nice pair of shoes. And JoJo was there being like, oh, I'm feeding grapes to my dog. It's gonna die, but I can just get another one.
And Dio's just looking at him like, you fucking cuck. Oh, dear. So
I've been
anyway.
watching a lot of Phantom Blood dub clips recently.
Oh.
Good stuff.
I mean, yeah. The guy who voices Vash the Stampede, who also I found out voices you in the Persona 4 anime.
Me?
Yes, you! Persona 4, man. Yeah, he's a fucking fantastic voice actor.
Who does he play in JoJo?
He plays Jonathan Joestar.
Ah, yes, he also played someone else that I encountered recently.
The Black Power Ranger.
No, not who I was thinking of. Oh gosh, what's
Is it the Black Power? Or is
gonna-
it the kid from Cook?
I'm sorry, I have to look it up. It's going to bug me now.
Maybe it's the kid from Cook.
What's Cook?
You know, the Steven Spielberg Peter Pan.
You mean Hook?
Sorry, Hook.
And do you mean the guy who plays Rufio?
The guy with the big red hair.
Yeah, Bangarang. Yeah, that's not him.
It's not him.
No, it's not him.
Then it's the Black Power Ranger.
But that guy got really into Homestuck at one point and made a Homestuck rap.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What a fucking guy.
Jonathan Joestar. Dub. Is it subtitled or dubbed?
Hey, I think it's you're there.
You sure just owned me, Nick. Ben Diskin.
Are we gonna get away with any of this episode? Oh, Ben Diskin. Ben Dixon?
He's in Diskin.
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 Like a disc.
Yeah.
Diskin.
He's in Blood Plus.
Hey, Blood Plus.
He's in Beyblade Burst Rise.
He's in fucking Beer Stars.
As Jack. I don't remember who that is. I don't know why we're doing this.
Hey, who else they
Star
fucking...
Wars Rebels as Tar Pilot 1.
Oh, shit. Hey, what are they fucking in?
You didn't even try to say something.
Dude, have you... It's like fucking the Hot Fuzz... What's his name?
I don't know his name.
Yeah, exactly, because
Yeah.
he talks like that.
But everyone who's seen Hot Fuzz knows.
Yeah. Hey, what is that, bud? He says he's going down to the pub.
BlazBlue.
He was in Digimon?
Digital Monsters.
Oh, dude. Sonic Boom. Rise of Lyric.
He's Pneumococcus in Cells at Work. Will we ever watch Cells at Work?
I hope so. He's in Boruto. He's in everything.
One Punch Man.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Joseph Joestar.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. No.
You were thinking Joseph Joestar.
Well, inconclusive. The end.
So it's...
What a satisfying arc of this podcast. Let's keep moving. It's almost been an hour.
Oh my god. Okay. So Hector's all like, you say it's commerce, but I'm trapped in a fucking dungeon. And Lenore's like, that's why I'm asking you what you want.
Lenore's like, you'll come round. Meanwhile, Isaac's magical mystery murder tour continues.
Oh, also, don't forget Lenore's like, I quite like talking to you, Hector.
Yeah.
Be a shame if I had to kill you.
Isaac gets off the boat. Boat captain is like, later, hater.
He just wordlessly waves and then they just sail the boat off.
And then there's like, all of a sudden, there's like 100 troops ready to go before they even get off the jetty.
You shall not enter Genoa.
You shall not pass.
Let me pass.
And there's this mustachioed police officer man. He's like, you can never enter Genoa, not while I still draw breath. So this is the same thing that happened the last city he was in. But I feel like, with those last guys, I feel like, Isaac's saying, hey, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go to like a far distance country if you just don't get in my way and you'll like all be unharmed. I kind of see where these guys are coming from a bit more because...
Okay, hang on.
Yeah?
Hang on. Don't say I can see where these guys are coming from a bit more when they're literally like, go away, get on your ship, when the ship has clearly sailed away.
Yeah, but this is like a small horde, but a horde of monsters who are coming in and taking our jobs. And no.
Yeah, but it's the same as before.
But like, you let these guys into the continent.
Yeah.
And best case scenario, as far as you know, they don't kill anyone in your city like they're going to say, but then they're out there roaming the countryside and...
That's true.
And you do know that Wallachia has just been ravaged by hordes of night creatures roaming the countryside and attacking the cities.
True.
So, like...
But
he's still being unreasonable, but I feel like it's a bit more understandable where he's coming from.
But it's more like Isaac is commanding them, right?
Yeah.
So... if he's like, I just want to pass on through, they can be like, well, as long as you don't fuck with Genoa, that's okay. But you can keep their spears on them,
Genoa is, of course, the ancient spirit of the earth in Final Fantasy VII. Probably. I don't give a shit.
I don't know.
I think it's like Genova or something.
No, that's the corporation.
No, that's Shinra.
No, Shinra is also a corporation. Wait, no, God, no.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Final Fantasy VII is ANCAP. It is.
What if I don't know anything about Final Fantasy?
There's this guy. He's called Sephiroth. He looks like Alucard and his sword is just as big.
They really built him up in Final Fantasy VII, and then in remake they're like, yeah, it's Sephiroth. Look who it is. It's Sephiroth. You know who he is. It's Sephiroth. Hey, it's Sephiroth. And for like the entire fucking...
Okay, let's keep moving.
Anyway.
Isaac's like, man, that boat has a great captain. He managed to trick me into realizing how I'd stop praying. Me, imagine that. Anyway, I'm gonna kill you all now. Bring me more materials.
Oh, yes.
And then the horde attacks and he's walking and every now and then they throw just either a corpse or a wounded man in front of him and he stabs him with a dagger and they turn into a demon and join the horde.
Which is pretty rad.
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
And we cut to like wide shot as every now and then those big red flashes of light go into the sky.
It's good shit.
Do you reckon there'll be a bit where Hector has been brought round in his devil forging for Carmilla, and then he looks out the window and he sees like red flashes in the distance and he's like, oh, fuck.
Maybe.
That'd be cool.
It
won't happen, but it'd be cool.
You don't know. It might happen.
You humans are also fucking rude, is what I'll tell the last one of you who asks, why did you do it?
So Isaac continues his reign of terror, and then... is that the end of that episode?
Yes. And then we're into today's episode.
Episode 5.
You know, it's funny. Last night Nick said to me, not a lot happens in that first episode, but a lot of good setup. And then we spent an hour talking about it.
Well, no, we didn't spend an hour talking about that episode. We spent an hour discussing...
We spent an hour avoiding talking about that episode.
Oh, man.
It's a sunny morning in Lindenfeld. The children are playing. There's a guy with a cool moustache and a hat browsing some wares. And Trevor's...
a mysterious H carved into a pillar somewhere.
Yeah, it's an alchemical symbol. More on that later. And Trevor walks out to like a
small, secluded alcove.
Yeah, and he stares down a lonely fox for a while, and it's like, oh yes, a fox. And the fox is like, Urgh. Did you hear about recently there was, I don't know, I read about it recently. I don't know how
Where
recent
is
it was.
this going?
University of New South Wales, people kept getting attacked by a fox.
What?
And it's like, I thought it was a cat, so I reached down to pet it, and it bit me.
Imagine being the person who sees a fox, a long-snouted creature that will have a big bushy tail and going, oh, it's a cat.
I mean, to be fair, foxes aren't especially common in,
Australia.
especially I'm sure, like urban Australia.
True. The fuck is a fox doing at a university?
No, we've got peacocks at UWA and there's deers at one in like South Australia or something.
We have deers?
No, we don't.
In South Australia's
Or
university?
Victoria or
What
something.
the hell? I mean, I know we have peacocks here, but that's because, like, you know, we keep feeding them. We, like, bring them in, we're like, let's feed the peacocks. Bam. And then
That
there
is
was...
how keeping an animal works,
yeah,
yes.
and there was that... Well, there was, like, the albino one that got... It was either sick or it died.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. And everyone was like, no, the albino one! And then we replaced it with another albino one, I think.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Because we need to have
It was their leader.
Yeah, we need to have at least 3 peacocks at any given time.
Trevor looks at himself in the pond and he's like, looking good, Trevor. Looking good. No, he's like, what are you doing with your life?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You spent all that time trying to stuff down your emotions and now you're having romantic feelings? What's wrong with you, Trevor?
You fucking idiot.
Ugh.
What are you doing?
And then Judge is there and Trevor's like, how much did you hear? And he's like, enough.
He's like, did you follow me here?
No, this is where I come to cry.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's very accurate. He's like, sometimes you just have to get away to understand the town a bit better, you know?
And they drink. It's dawn, but they drink.
And he's like,
We talk, and like, I'm not from here, but I was born here, but then I grew up in the capital, and I did so well in the court there that they sent me here to rule over my hometown.
no good deed goes unpunished, says Trevor.
Deep.
Not really, pretty
No.
cliched.
Yeah. And they used to tell stories about the Belmonts here, and they still do, but now the stories end with, and the Belmonts aren't around to save you anymore, so if you aren't good, the monsters will gobble you up.
That's a bit shit.
I don't really like that. That's my family you're talking about, man.
Yeah, well, if there were more of you. So then they look to the sky and they're all like, the past has a funny way of catching up with you, doesn't it? Yes.
Yes.
Well, back to the town we go, hey?
Yep.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much the entire scene, I think. Just a lot of backstory about the judge coming back and being like, yep, so this is my town.
Oh, and also, like, Sypha and I were going to go rejoin her caravan, but then we didn't.
So we're just continuing on, hunting monsters and shit. And the judge is all like, well, that's fine.
And then they bond over how much they both hate Saint-Germain.
Who is Saint Germain?
What a fucking charlatan. Seeing people like him rolling to town, doing a couple of magic tricks, trying to, like, get a cushy life. Asshole.
That won't work here. The fuck. And then,
What's this alchemical symbol on the thing here?
pillar carved
Oh,
in.
I'm judge and I know that this wasn't here yesterday.
And Trevor's all like, are you sure it wasn't here yesterday? Because I'm pretty sure.
It's my business to know these things.
Maybe it was carved in by
No
a child.
one carves wood in my town without my say-so.
Jesus, Judge, you hardcore. And then the judge is pissed. So he leaves.
And then Saint-Germain is reading, and he's like, aha, they have left me alone, a crucial error. Time to get out my magic rock.
So he brings out what looks like a coin purse.
Pulls out like a little opal or crystal.
Yeah, like a little jewel of some
It
kind.
reminded me of the opal from Genie from Down Under.
God,
which when you
I
possessed
knew-
it, the genie would come out and be like, what's up, mate? Wishes?
Oh, God. That's a childhood fucking... Oh. So it starts glowing and he's like, it's here. It's actually here.
Let me just go down these stairs with a big spooky symbol painted on the top.
And then he takes one step on the first step and it echoes out. And then Prior Sala walks up the stairs and he's all like, I thought I told you not to fucking go from the hall.
Oh, I was just looking for somewhere to piss. Don't patronize me, man. I know you were sneaking around.
You were trying to get down the staircase.
You were trying to go down our special stairs.
You know what? Only us get to go down this
Yeah.
staircase.
All right, well, I'll go pee outside then.
Fucking right, go piss outside like the sentiment.
Piss off.
That was a bit much.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
You've ruined my day and my disappointment. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
So he goes outside, and then Sypha sees him and is like, aha, time to get into mischief. I'm Sypha Bernardes, super criminal.
Well, asshole, how you doing?
And she's walking beside him, and she's like, hey,
Notice you've been in that church a lot, huh?
what's up with that? Weird church, huh? Speakers, huh? Don't think much of you. That's pretty much what he's like, right?
That is pretty much what he's like. He's like, yeah, so I suppose you speakers, you go around memorizing limericks. I guess you're not worth a damn.
I know you're also a magician, Saint-Germain. Oh, now you have earned my respect.
You know, I have an eye for these sorts of things. I have 2 eyes.
Oh.
Speaker woman.
So do I.
Saint-Germain.
I can see you from here.
Well, it looks like we both have 2 eyes. How convenient.
We'll see who still has 2 eyes when the day is out.
Pulls out a knife.
Anyway, I know there's some big kooky magic shit going on in there, and you're allowed in there. What's going on, Saint-Germain?
Nothing's going on. There's absolutely nothing going on, alright? There's nothing happening. You don't need to worry about the alchemical symbol for hell on my arm. You know,
He doesn't have that.
I noticed that there's the alchemical symbol for hell on their armbands. And Saint-Germain's like, You do you? And she's like, yes, I'm a speaker, of course.
Hey, stop talking. Look at this. Another alchemical symbol on this.
It's another H.
And they interpret it, and they walk us through. It's the alchemical sign for Saturn.
Okay, so it is, but then they say it's the alchemical sign also for lead. Now, do you know how I knew this was the alchemical
Yeah,
symbol for lead?
you said like when we were watching it, oh, that's like tin or lead or something.
Yeah, because I've been playing the Zachtronics game about being an alchemist.
Oh, that's the games that are like, there's like a lot of computer programming and chemistry type ones.
Yeah. So one of the things you have to do is like take like tin or lead and turn it into gold.
Right.
And it's fucking rad because you just go like, here are 2 pieces of tin. Now they are like iron. Now these 2 pieces of iron are now turned into like steel.
Just like in RuneScape.
Yes.
Whenever I hear the name of one of those games, I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. Then I look up what it is, and I realize it's a Zachtronics game, and I'm like, oh, this is too complex for me.
It's like Molech Synthes, and you're like, ooh, yes. And you look it up, and it's literally sitting on a computer doing chemistry. And you're like, ooh.
Lead, denoting transformation and redemption. And the scythe, time for the harvest. This is trouble, right? This is basically them being like, yep, we're gonna redeem you by killing the whole town and sacrificing you to our god.
Well, no. It's time for Satan's Saturn Ascends. You know? It's a time, it's like been 7 years or some bullshit, and it's just like, it's time.
So
you know?
if it was just specific houses being marked, I would think like they are marking specific people for the sacrifice or whatever. But putting it on the gates of the town has wider reaching implications.
Maybe the gate guards are the sacrifice.
But we know
ones.
they're doing some ritual bullshit, so
Yeah.
time will tell.
We know they have a staircase, a very special staircase.
Sypha speaks a bit more about how, like, we all know the stories of God and we fear him, but Christ is cool. Hey kids, check out this cool teen speaker Bible.
Sypha, maybe you've got a misinterpreted view of Christianity.
This show is so angry internet atheist sometimes.
Sometimes, but I mean, it's good lore at the very least.
The Bible is good lore.
Oh man, it's got some deep fucking lore. Did you know that Jesus came back?
Whoa.
I know.
Where'd he go?
I don't know if that's ever resolved.
Like to come back, where did he go first?
Yeah, where did he go? Did he go to heaven? Did he go to hell? Did he go back home?
And then Trevor's there, and he's like, he went back to, he was like, Jesus, phone home. And then this big onion ship came.
He took Ben-Hur and he was like, ride, boy. It's like, who the hell are you? No, ride.
Then Trevor's there, and he's like, hey, I saw that mark earlier today, too. Suspicious. Let's kidnap Count Saint-Germain and take him to the pub.
So Sypha and Trevor are all like, so you don't want to let people know that you're some kind of magician?
I'd rather speak a bit more privately. Nah, pub's perfect. It's public enough that I won't slit your fucking throat. And Sypha was like, he wouldn't do that, but I can kill you with my mind.
And Saint-Germain has a great look of like,
What have I gotten myself into? See, we thought that Saint-Germain would be trying to coyly manipulate these two. And he tried for a bit, but then they were just like, fuck you, man. Let's go hash it out.
yeah. It's like, well, I'm a manipulator of sorts. And like, great. We're
We're gonna
monster
murder
hunters,
you.
So I don't like the dialogue in this bit, but I do like the interaction. Because it's like, the dialogue is very like, how about we just take a stroll? And it's like very... like, yeah, okay.
I see what's happening
Yeah,
here.
it's very, like, generic dialogue. But at the same time, the interaction between them is like, of course Saint-Germain doesn't want to get found out. Of course those two are very, like, I was going to say full frontal in their ways. What I mean is, they're very obvious and be like, come on, let's fucking go.
Meanwhile, Alucard is sword fighting with Taka and Sumi, and they're all like, I'm so good at sword fighting, I'm Alucard. And he's all, but I wish you'd let me have my bow. No, we're sword fighting today, because archers run out of arrows, and you need to be able to fall back on that.
If you run out of arrows, what happens? You pull out your fucking wrench. That's what happens.
What's that?
Nothing. I just made that
Okay.
up. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a Dracula.
Sword so big, let us get in close. No, you don't want vampires to get in close, because sharp teeth.
So then Alucard demonstrates by getting in close, hissing and then rebuking them away.
Yeah, yeah. And then, like, they do martial arts on him and they fall on each other laughing.
And he's all like, you've both been killed by a vampire.
No, we captured him and made him our slave and we're going to top the shit out of him.
You guys are terrible vampire hunters.
Lunchtime, ha ha ha. And that's basically that scene.
Yeah, it's worthless.
I don't know.
Anyway, they're setting up the inevitable betrayal.
They're setting up the inevitable pegging of Alucard.
Yeah, that's the thing. We know there's some form of pegging happening.
What if we were just completely wrong? That would be so good.
And this is a
They're
genuine
talking about
character
it
flaw.
every episode and it just never happens.
There's something up with them, though. There's
Yeah.
absolutely something.
I mean,
is
she is
happening.
riding him.
Yeah. But there's something going on with those two that's deeply suspicious.
You think so?
Yeah, like they have these nice little moments, but at the same time, it's Castlevania. Some dark shit's gonna go down, right?
Well, I mean, if nothing goes down, then Alucard's not really going to be doing anything this season, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe that's the case.
Maybe. Or maybe he'll just be all like, I tried to teach you, I thought I had friends. What is the point of my life?
Oh, we didn't actually do the episode summaries for either of these
Oh
episodes.
no, the IMDb summaries!
First one, I have a scheme. Sumi and Taka share their history with Alucard. Also, Saint-Germain gains entrance to the Priory, and Isaac receives an icy welcome in Genoa. Yep, we ticked all of those off.
Man, these are so much better than the other seasons!
And then this episode, a seat of civilization and refinement. Belmont and the judge discover an ominous symbol. Saint-Germain's treasure hunt is cut short, and Alucard's bond with Sumi and Taka continues to grow. What if he just spends all season training them, and then they just get, like, brutally murdered, and Alucard's like, oh, this will not stand, I loved them.
And then he becomes Dracula.
was
But in
gonna-
a very different way.
I thought he would, you know, go kill Isaac or whatever.
What if, right? What if, get this, what if? Save it for predictions.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's right, I got big ideas.
In the tavern,
Saint Germain's all like, alright, you two, what do you want?
have you ever heard of the Infinite Corridor? Good name. And they're both like, yep.
Yep, heard of them many a time.
I'm Sypha, I'm wise, and
And
I'm
I'm
Trevor
Trevor.
Belmont.
I
and
grew up in a
my
house
aunt
surrounded by that
destroyed a castle using the Infinite
mean-
Corridor to summon demons from hell.
What were you expecting from either of us? Like, big gasps? Just shock, horror?
and he was. He pretty much
Or-
says as much. Like,
Saint Germain's like,
kind of
oh.
hoping for a big ass shock horror.
None of that. None of that's gonna happen. We both know about it. Oh, there's also a good joke of like, oh, Sypha, I didn't know you drunk ale. And she's all like, oh, I'm getting a taste for the rougher things in life. And Trevor's all like,
Me.
she means me. And then she's like, I mean him.
We're having fun.
Fucking toxic relationship just keeps getting more toxic.
It's fine.
It's belittling.
It's fine.
Ugh.
She said it. So Trevor's aunt or whatever was like. She said it was like a door into countless levels of hell.
And
That's cool. That's like roguelike Castlevania.
and then Saint Germain's all like, it is the entrance to countless levels of hell because you know
It's a portal
all-
to many
it's-
different
it's just,
dimensions.
you know, it
And
goes
I
across-
once lost someone who I loved dearly into the Infinite Corridor, and I will do anything to get them back.
You just go across time and space. There are many different entrances, many different exits, and one of them is underneath the Priory.
Ah, and my special rock brought me here.
See? Look at this rock, and it starts glowing again.
Lithomancy, which, of course, we all know is
Lithomancy. I mean, lithomancy is technically lithomancy.
what?
That's the thing that Sypha said. She's like, oh, lithomancy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
But lithomancy is technically lithomancy.
Yep. A form of divination by which the future is told by using stones or the reflected light from the stones. Most popular in the British Isles.
Nice. Wait, the British Isles?
Sure.
Wait, so this is real. This really happened back in the day. They would use stones to...
Yeah, fortune telling.
Oh, right, okay. I thought for a brief moment, I was like, are you telling me that there were, like, navigators and, you know, dudes on missions and stuff that
I mean,
were, like,
you know,
rock
like
leaders?
mancy is like the suffix applied to like forms of magic and stuff.
Yes, but I'm saying, like, there would... If this is real, that means that someone at some point gave some thought to it and went, maybe there's something to this, you know?
Lithomancy, as a general term, covers everything from 2-stone and 3-stone readings to open-ended stone castings utilizing an undetermined number of stones. In one popular method, 13 stones are tossed onto a board and a prediction made based on the pattern in which they fall.
I had to tell you this, but that's just rolling dice.
The stones are representative of various concepts: fortune, magic, love, news, home life, and the astrological planets of Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, the Sun, and the Moon.
This is literally rolling dice.
Much like how in Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Dead Man's Chest, Tia Dalma, aka Calypso, god of the sea, goes, touch of destiny and throws rocks on a board.
Ah, it all comes back to Pirates
And
of
I
the
know I
Caribbean.
shouldn't necessarily do an impression of her line in that voice, but I feel like her voice and character was itself so like ridiculously over the top and kind of racist that I'm making fun of that rather than
I mean, anytime anyone does an accent, you're like, ooh, we're treading on thin ground. But if it's a really good accent that's so obviously done, then you can make fun of it. That's fine, right? Surely. Maybe?
I think it's the opposite.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. But then if it's just someone's normal accent that you're making fun of, isn't that rude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So then
if it's something that's clearly fake and itself
Yeah.
bad.
So then you can make fun of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We're on the same page here.
For once.
Lithomancy.
Lithomancy.
So he shows them the stone.
If I'd have known there was a fucking castle in Livonia that your family destroyed with a portal, I could have gone there instead.
But no, I had to trek across the asshole of Western Europe to get
On
here.
some fucking asshole Rasputins.
God fucking damn you both.
Anyway, that's kind of my whole deal. I'm Saint Germain.
So yeah, he wants passage to the infinite corridor.
And Sypha's like, hey, we want to figure out what's going on in the Priory too.
Oh, do you just?
And the creature that went into the Priory. What if it never left? I feel like we all basically
Yeah,
knew
that's
that.
pretty obvious. Yeah, it didn't come
but
out.
Saint
so-
Germain's like, shit. And that's the end of the
That's
episode.
the end. That's literally the whole app.
Yep. All right, highlights and lowlights. Moving quick.
My highlight would have to be, I want to say, for all the wrong reasons, my highlight is just that one guard being like, you better leave.
And
then-
poor chump. He didn't know what he was bargaining for.
It's just like, it's so obvious that he can't fucking leave. He can't go backwards, otherwise there's a sea there,
Yeah.
bro.
Just
It's like,
being entirely unreasonable.
yeah, and it's just like, leave. It's like, I can't swim in this garb. It's like, leave. It's like, what? I can't go back
I
on the
liked
ship.
when the fish man shot a fireball out of his mouth. That's like a Zora in
Yeah.
early Zeldas.
Oh, good times. Yeah, but I just enjoy that one bit because it's like, it's so distinctly unreasonable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, Isaac, maybe you're right. Maybe you're okay.
I liked the conversation between Sypha and Saint Germain. That was my highlight.
Where Cypher's all like, oh, you know,
I'm here to just be mischievous.
you're enjoying this chaos
Yeah.
of Cypher.
She's come a long way, and I really enjoy what they're doing with her in these recent
man.
episodes.
Lowlights.
Lowlights. Well, hearing about Warren Ellis this morning was certainly a lowlight.
What's my lowlight? Oh, maybe just Alucard playing with Suki and Tama. It's just,
Taka.
sorry, Suki and Taka.
Sumi and Taka.
Sumi and Taka.
Almost.
Almost there. Just like, it's just so lame. So fucking lame.
It's wholesome, Nick.
It's not wholesome. Nothing happens. They're just like, we're just attacking one another. Whoop, sorry. Got in too close, now you're dead. Oh. What was the point of that scene?
It's building things for later. We literally don't know what the point of the scene is because we don't know what they're building
I
to.
know, it's so lame. Anyway,
All right,
yeah,
whatever.
that's my take on it.
My lowlight is the boat captain leaving.
It had to be what's his face.
No, it didn't.
Oh, but it has to be.
No, it doesn't.
Grant and Nasty.
He's the pirate captain of the boats, of the roads. The boats of the roads?
I forgot he existed again. Oh,
It's just a guy. He's just a
a
cool
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
A cool guy who has a cool boat and he's like, hey, I'm not perturbed by these friggin' monsters. Let's have a chat.
I'm not an important character yet. Yeah, no, he's cool though.
I also, and I don't think this is what they're doing with this character, but I also really like the archetype of like the nameless, ageless sea captain who lived forever and just sails a boat.
Yeah. Because he can't even remember his name. He's just like, I'm the captain. You're like, oh.
I'm the captain now, dog. Nick, what's going to happen next time?
Okay. Here's some theories I got for you.
Okay.
What if there's a massive betrayal between Alucard and his new friends, which then leads to an inevitable arc where Hector gets his way?
Hang on. How does that connect?
But you didn't give me time to fully conspiracize, okay?
Okay.
So,
I'll get out my pin-up board and my red string.
right. So Alucard's making friends with these two. They get brutally murdered by bandits or some shit.
Okay, I thought you
So
meant
now-
they were up to some shit.
Oh no. So now, well, it's either going to be they're going to betray him and peg him, or
No, the pegging is good.
the pegging is good.
Yeah, it's consensual.
Oh. I thought the whole point was that the pegging was bad.
Why?
Of Alucard's pegging. Because Alucard is going to get pegged.
Yeah, he likes it.
Like, okay, never mind. Anyway, anyway, Alucard will maybe get betrayed by these two, or those two will die to a bandit.
I think one of them will die and or be vampirized, personally.
And either way, it's going to make Alucard could just go,
I'm sad now.
God, humans, they're just so frustrating, you know? And start building the seed of doubt in his mind. Where it's like, maybe Dad was right.
Oh, I don't think they'll do that.
I don't know. Maybe it's a big maybe, but it could happen. I don't know. You know, he's very depressed. He's very like, I'm so lonely.
Hector and Lenore are going to keep having their little chats, and he's like, I will do some devil forging, because what the fuck else am I going to do?
But I mean, I don't know if that's going to happen yet. There's going to be a lot more talk of, you know...
There's going to be a lot more talk.
Yeah. Of what do you want, Hector? What do you want? And then at some point he's going to be like, what do you want? Freedom.
What do you want, Lenore?
Ooh.
What do you want, Lenore?
What if he's going to turn it around? What if the next ep is just being like, what do you want, Hector? What do you fucking want? I want an army of undead. I think that's pretty... No. What do you want, Lenore?
I want to have it all.
Well, what if we...
Well, come with me.
Inside my dungeon cell. But like,
We'll
what if...
make a nice little home here in the cell.
What if Hector starts making a very riveting conversation with regards to, what do you want? I just want this. It's like, well then, let's go make that happen. And they just leave. What if? Yeah. Or maybe Lenore gets angry again.
And kicks the shit out of him.
And it's like, well, I'm going to take away some stuff because you misbehaved.
Wow, how did Hector get like a boombox in his cell and all these comic books?
Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that, because you've got the seed of, I like talking to you, Hector. I like chatting with the weird little
To be
human
honest,
cell,
like I know they haven't proper started yet, but the whole Striga Girls Empire plot, it all feels a bit abstract to me at the moment.
It does feel very
Like it's been
surreal.
4 or 5 episodes now, and they've just
Talked logistics and...
they've just talked about how much they want to do it over and over again.
Yeah. But it's just like, I think the sheer scale of it...
It's true, it's a
Yeah.
big job.
But also, we already planted the idea there. It's like, they're not doing it yet.
Yeah.
But they also need Hector for it.
Yeah. And that's kind of how
Maybe.
I feel about the Taka and Sumi thing, too.
Where it's a bit like...
It's kind of in a holding pattern right now.
Yeah. The pacing is very strange. Isaac is just going to walk on through Genoa, slowly make his way to somewhere.
Striga.
Yeah, but he has to pass
Not
through more...
Striga, Styria.
Yeah, he has to pass through more places first, so he'll probably just murder everyone
Yeah,
there.
he's got to fight some bosses along the way, level up a bit.
Yeah, he's got to go through, just become more powerful. Maybe he'll actually get an army.
And then it'll be his army versus Carmilla's army built by Hector.
See, that's what's probably going to happen.
And, of course, Hector wants to pen in and humanely feed on the humans. And Isaac is grappling with the philosophical implications presented to him by the captain of whether or not to kill all humans as Dracula did, or to better them previously as Dracula also did.
I mean...
So that's going to be like the big philosophical
Yeah.
crux of the conflict this season, I guess.
Maybe? But next episode, we'll probably not get any of that. We're
And
just gonna
then
get...
like Saint-Germain and Trevor and Sypha are going to have like a big 2001 A Space Odyssey lights and colours sequence.
Yeah. Where it's just going to be like...
Can we stop the ritual in time? Or we have to go in. And they emerge in modern day Japan. And then the descendants of Taka and Sumi are there, and Yoko Bernardes and Soma Cruz. That's right, you thought I would go a whole episode without mentioning him. And Saint-Germain, the time traveler, is also there.
What if the entire point of this is that everyone winds up in feudal or modern Japan?
Modern Japan, trust me, we're going there,
Oh,
season
God.
5.
Oh, God. It's all coming to it. Everyone's going in their own infinite corridor. Oh, my God. Amazing. All right. Well,
All right.
that's some ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Apologies for the lateness of this episode.
No, I don't apologise.
Well, no apologies then.
We're doing a actual play sesh for the Patreon this month. And depending on how it goes, we may or may not release some or all of it on the main feed, just because it is a Patreon bonus, but also I feel like our Patreon audience and our audience in general is small enough that if we're going to put a lot of effort into something like that, we want to maximise the people who can...
Hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, I think, given that what we're thinking of doing is so ridiculous... Are we allowed to say what we're going to be doing?
Keep it a surprise.
Okay. We're thinking of doing something very ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, depending how it goes, it should be very good. We've got like 3 systems on the roll right now.
I am also quite disappointed to realise the Warren Ellis thing today, so I'm going to be grappling with that over the next week, I imagine.
You can enjoy works and still hate the authors.
I suppose so.
Yeah.
It just feels like we've come so far with Castlevania, we're so close to the end.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame to just drop it now, but also... Ugh.
Yeah, but again, you can like the work
Anyway,
and hate the
I
author.
will be grappling.
Yeah, Warren Ellis. Like, literally going to his house and being like, why?
Suplex.
Yeah.
Until next time.
To be continued.
But enough talk! How about you?